you are one of us. Your passion is the world of mountain biking, from enduro to gravel races and everything in between. This is Insider MTB, the podcast that takes you behind the handlebars, into the dirt, and behind the scenes of the mountain biking world. And now your host, Austin White.
All right, it's time for a new intro, that's for sure, right? I mean, new year, new me, new you. It's time for a new intro. I think I'm going to have to rebuild that one. You know, maybe if you could step up and be the editor, video guy, maybe we could just switch roles here and we can get that fixed.
I was just starting to like that thing.
Stop it. All right, you guys, I'm back. We're back.
We're back. Come on.
Well, because you missed the last one in episode 17. So.
Yeah, we're back.
But this is episode 18, and Spencer's back after your hiatus of racing motocross, and now you're even back to riding bikes. I mean, who are you now?
New year, old Spencer. You know the program.
Just diving into pools on jet skis.
Yep.
You bought yourself a new dirt bike. You trained real hard. You raced. What did you finish with all that work for the day in the dirt? Yeah, what did we get?
I went 4-4. Both days, and I got like 7th and 8th in the 2 team races or something like that.
What was the 4-4? What class was that?
Freaking nervous novice class, bro.
Yeah. 25 plus novice? What?
No, just straight up novice.
Just straight novice 4th? How were those starts? Had to be packed on that.
Yeah, it was packed. But Mark Tilley's kid, if you know who Mark Tilley is, he's the editor of Dirt Bike Mag, and he's ex-pro racer. His kid won both days, and he's pretty fast. And Yeah, it was fun. I could barely hang on. I got arm pumped pretty bad, but
was it rough?
Yeah, it's Glen Helen. Dude, a day in the dirt. The back section's brutal. But
gnarly.
It was fun, man. We had a great time.
Dude, there was a bunch of dudes there, right? They're like mountain bikers and cyclists, I feel like, usually do day in the dirt.
A lot of the boys, honestly. Luca Cometti was out there, Warren Niss, Bubba Warren. I mean, yeah, a bunch of mountain bike guys go out there and ride, and Zink's been out there. Kyle Straight's been out there. Damon's been out there. Zink rides moto without gloves. Gnarly.
Ow.
Yeah, he says since he doesn't ride mountain bikes with gloves, why would he ride dirt bikes? And I'm like, dude, there ain't no roof.
Dude, no way. Does he have handguards?
Nope.
No handguards.
No, you're gloveless. Gnarly.
Wow. And it's kind of cold at that time for a day. And that's gnarly.
Yeah, but we've been blessed with a freaking
Dude,
warm
the weather's
winter.
crazy, right?
Yeah, we need some rain, man. I've been doing the rain dance lately, but
is that messing up the trail building for you?
Yeah, I can't do anything. But whatever.
All right. Well, let's get into.
Welcome back. Happy New Year.
It is. I took a little time off. I mean, holidays were kind of tough getting people lined up and families and things like that. And I just figured, like, hey, let's just wait. New Year. New Year brings a lot of new stuff for us. We kind of hinted at it last time we talked, and on the other podcast with Alexi. So yeah, I mean, we got a bunch of new things. One being that we do have a sponsor of the show now. We're getting super rich over here. I don't know when I'll be signing up autographs like Spencer at Sea Otter, but our new sponsor is Maxima. And you know Maxima. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Come on, moto guy. Maxima kills it in the moto world, and they also do cycling stuff. So they're on board this year. And yeah, I mean, we're going to be giving away a bunch of shit. Maybe even get you a sponsorship,
Let's go. Maxima Racing Oils. Welcome to Insider MTB.
Yeah. But we do have a special episode coming up probably next week with them live and a bunch of their athletes down there near the headquarters doing something kind of cool. So,
sick. Well, let me know in advance, please, so I can plan on this. So I can plan on being there.
Yeah, Spencer, you want to drive down to San Diego with me or what?
I'm down. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And then maybe we'll do San Diego Supercross or what?
That's already the plan. I'm going to be.
Oh, you're already
there.
going. Oh yeah. Shit. Okay. Sorry. I guess I should call you more often.
Yeah, exactly.
If people don't know, I mean, Spencer, we either go through these stages of like we talk every day, or we just don't talk at all, or we'll just do a bunch of filming and then just be like, okay, it was good talking to you, and then hey, you want to do a podcast?
We've been busy, so it's all right.
It is. It's true. How's the Universal thing? Jumping in the water?
Good,
Fish
man.
man?
It's been fun. I'm the part-time guy officially there now, so I'm been working there a lot. But as of today, they're pulling the plug on the water, draining the pool for 6 weeks, starting today, which is Monday, January 6th. So I got nothing going on but riding my bike and
What?
shooting some stuff for the next 6 weeks. Let's go.
So like through this time that there's no water, or your web feet that you've grown from like the movie and the hands, are you just losing all that, or what happens for
Well,
6 weeks?
today's the first day, so I'll tell you in 6 weeks. But yeah, I don't know.
We'll check in.
Yeah.
Oh shit, dude. That means hey, we got some filming on some ridge lines. Then I guess we got to get to.
That's right. Some
Okay.
drives to San Diego to meet the new sponsor and
So you got free time. Shit.
figure it out, man.
Load
Yeah,
it up.
Don't know
Maybe
what
they'll
I
have a
wanna do.
novice class at Supercross San Diego. You sign
Might
it up.
as well. Mitch Ropo, I saw, is racing arena cross. I wonder how that went.
Oh man, we're gonna get into that, huh?
Yeah, we got to.
He brought up to me that he was gonna go get his Supercross license at one moment.
That's
So
what I heard.
I think that's a pretty ambitious thing, but I mean, I haven't seen any mountain biker cyclist get it. We definitely had talks about it. He went. It's a little tough because that's the industry I come from. I know you're around that industry, and kind of like I spent my whole life chasing to be a professional in that, and got my
Yep.
pro license, raced it, and I can tell you it is a lot fucking harder than it looks, I guess, you know? So, I mean, I guess it's tough for me to see someone that is already a professional in another sport, gets paid good in that, and honestly, to risk your life to go get a pro license in that and race super, it's like, why, dude? Like, not to be me, but like, dude, there's other races, Mammoth, you could go do Loretta's and have just as much fun doing that type of stuff than trying to get out there on a supercross track and race and break your neck or something. I'm not saying he will, but dude, it's not for the faint of heart, I guess, you know?
Yeah, it's gnarly. And I don't know. I mean, yeah. Kudos to him for trying. He's a talented guy, and he's got a lot of talent in that bloodstream of his, and
He does.
who knows if he can figure it out? Great, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
it's
exactly
just-
gonna
it's
be
tough.
handed to him.
It's tough. It's not going to be handed. And I kind of asked the question more why than like not being negative on it. But like, that's a lot. Like, if you already done so much to get to such a high level in another sport, like it's like the Michael Jordan going to baseball thing, right? You know?
Yeah, I think that's why, though. Maybe it's a challenge. It's something new
Yeah.
for him, and everyone's telling him he can't do it, so he's going to try to prove everyone wrong. I think. Yeah.
on a start.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen until
Yeah,
it
it's
starts.
going to be a
or not.
little
Which,
bit.
speaking of that, I mean, we could talk about moto.
I mean,
guess,
this is
but
the Moto
isn't
podcast now.
insider motocross.
I did have insider motocross for a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing on the docket, we are doing live streams here, and not live streams podcasts, live streams of event coverage. Some of you may know, which not everyone knows, that this is I have a production company, and in that production company we do commercials, and then we also do broadcast, and the broadcast is broadcasting events, and mainly I'm hired by, you know, like NBC would be an example, or Flow, to go and broadcast. So I'm that, but I see a lot of growth in cycling. I know it's kind of in a low spot right now, which is kind of weird, but I see the growth of, I feel like the U.S. deserves some great coverage of live streaming of races. And I'm going to land that over here on the Insider channel. First up, U.S. Cup at Vail Bike Park, basically like Temecula, Marietta area, I guess is the best way to say that. You've ridden there, I'm sure, right? We've ridden there together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we
absolutely.
filmed there.
Shot
What am I
a
thinking?
video.
Yeah,
of
what?
that,
Yeah. But they have the U.S. Cup there, and everyone comes there to get their points. Blevins,
XC, an XC race there.
Yes,
Yep.
big XC race. And we're going to be there. It's going to be free on our YouTube channel. And I think Spencer, if I can talk him into it, is going to come down and do a little announcing during the racing.
Commentating.
Yeah,
Jeez.
commentating. Where are you going to play
Get
by
the
play?
radio voice on.
Oh, man. I cannot wait for that. But, yeah, I mean, hold on. Didn't you race it last year?
I raced the non-UCI pro class. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll have you race it this year. We'll just mic you up. I was going to click this right next to the thing. Sorry.
I got some training to do if we're gonna do that. I did just ride on New Year's Day 100 miles with 10K of climbing, but
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm XC fit right now. But I guess I got 2 months 2 months for that.
Maybe.
Sounds
Like we should film it.
And I got 6 weeks to just crank out some training. So let's go. Maybe, yeah, screw it. Why not?
Yeah. Don't call it a comeback, right?
No, we're not gonna go that far.
Hey, well, your teammate from Specialized will be there, Chris Blevins. So we'll have a special podcast with him from that race, after that race, around that race, sometime during that race. But yeah.
What else? What else are you looking at streaming?
We are looking. So last year we did Sea Otter, but not the racing. Obviously, just the podcast and a long one. And right now I'm working on, because I already got the RV spot figured out, top of the hill. You can watch me try to park the rig again, and
That wasn't that bad.
And we'll do a podcast from there again. It's more just trying to figure out if we're doing it at the motorhome or if we're doing it down in the pits and things like that. So we're in negotiations with different people, different industry people. Let's go with that, to figuring out of if it's down in a booth and we're having some cool stuff. But definitely already lined up some pretty cool guests for that. You're going to hop on that a few times, which either you're racing or not racing or what. I don't know. Do you even have plans for Sea Otter at this moment? Or,
I mean, I'm definitely going. I'm going with Thule again. Similar program. I plan on being there. Definitely gonna race enduro. Probably gonna race slalom. I don't know. Maybe
what?
I don't know. That's up for debate. And I don't know. I'm down to put another project together in a fun way and let's do something silly.
Maybe you rode the other extreme, but this year you're just gonna race a downhill bike for everything.
No.
Yes.
Not happening there.
Dude, could you imagine that up the road on a downhill bike, pedaling your ass off?
Nope. It's not going to happen. But maybe, I don't know, maybe it'd be fun to do something else. Do like the gravel race or something, or do.
Can you just sign up into the big gravel race?
Like the lifetime race? No.
Yeah. Or I guess they kind of, some of them race XC bikes on that, right?
Yeah.
Not the.
Yeah, they all do.
They do. Yeah.
I think so.
Can you sign up into that one?
I don't think I can do that.
Okay.
I can do the Fuego or whatever, the long Fuego XL, but I don't think I can do that. Well, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
We can look into it.
But maybe this time we just don't do all the events so you have some energy for it.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then maybe we just plan, you just get the whole shot and you run it as long as you can. Just that's going to be your claim to fame. Burn the candle right at the beginning. We're just going to.
All right. So sprint training is what I got to do. Yeah. All right, game on. I don't know if you're listening to this or follow us on Instagram or whatever. Tell me what I should do at Sea Otter. I want to hear what people think, and we'll try to give the people what they want. I'm game for that.
I'm in for that. Yeah, I'm kind of into watching and film it. So
Let's
yeah,
go.
so we have a podcast live stream from that, which hopefully it'll be maybe multiple days or something like that. I'm putting it all together. I'm trying to figure it out, what people want. So yeah, if you have DMs, toss me that. I did promote the voicemail thing and no one has called. So
yeah, I don't.
Yeah, Spencer was against it. We tried the voicemail thing, but I mean, shoot or shoot. I thought people might want to come in and talk shit. So, no one did. But
right.
I did talk to Jamesy a lot lately, and I keep trying to send him his mic back so he can be on the podcast because currently Jamesy doesn't have his mic because we took it at Sea Otter.
Oh, didn't even know that.
And Jamesy will be making his comeback, though, at Sea Otter on the mic.
Really?
Yeah, because he says the company that he works at now knows the type of person he is, So he's
really he's confident.
He's confident now that he can come on and be Jamesy. So
all right.
I do have a drinking buddy now again for the podcast at moments. Since Spencer is just my health guy over here,
Yeah, I'm far from that, but that's great. I'm excited for that. I'm cool, stoked for him to get back on, and stoked for what the future holds. We're gonna make this a normal thing again, and people have been asking me what I've been doing and why we haven't been recording podcasts, and I apologize for missing one of them, but people that I've seen out in the wild and people on Instagram have been asking me about it, so here we are.
The
New
plan.
year.
I mean, if you're into it, but I'm planning to do 2 a month.
Yeah, that sounds great. Just get on a consistent basis.
Probably text you like 30 minutes before and be like, "Hey, can you join?" But We planned this one out. We had a good little timing into this one, so you should be good, you know?
I'm cool. Cool.
And
That,
we do-
honestly, the last one that you did plan. I just ran into some issues, so couldn't make it
Dude, I
happen.
know
so
you
I
were deep
apologize.
training for that 4th place at freaking
It had
Day in the
nothing to
Dirt.
do with training, but yeah.
Totally did, dude. Totally did.
No,
Got
dude.
yourself a brand new 2025 CRF.
Yep.
250,
Yep.
and now you're factory. You're factory. It's over.
I wouldn't say factory, but
Joe Shimoto's your freaking
Jeez.
teammate, and
Yeah.
Hymus, and you're racing A1. It's over.
watch
It's
out.
over.
Watch out,
But
boys.
yeah, we do have a guest for you guys. I think we've done a bunch of the housekeeping to catch up on everything. Oh yeah, if there is anything that you guys, we did get a request for some people to interview, and I don't know the person personally on the interview. I need to pull that up. I can pull that up, and then maybe we dive into that. Maybe I need your help on that one, Spencer. But if you do have some interesting things that you would like for us to talk about, interview, any of that, roll into the DMs, drop us some messages. Let us know. Right, Spencer?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right.
We'll make it happen.
Right, let me try to find this. I feel like I had it a second ago, but I think it was like one of the legends of gravel, like one of the first persons doing gravel. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Maybe Neil Shirley.
Maybe that's what it was.
Neil Shirley was my old coach. He, I would say, is one of the pioneers of gravel racing in the U.S. Professional road cyclist at the time, and he did a lot with Road Bike Action magazine and really, really pushed gravel. I think he was the first winner of Dirty Kansas, or now called.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well,
Unbound?
maybe not first, but
One of the first guys to dominate at it.
not. I mean, yeah, he could. Well, maybe I could be wrong. I don't know. Anyways, he's done a lot of gravel racing, a lot of really cool gravel projects. He could be one. He works for Envy. He's the marketing manager or director at
Okay.
Envy now.
They
that's
did
just first comes to
Chemo
mind.
Seymour.
Chemo Seymour. That name sounds really familiar, but I
No,
do
it
not.
sounds familiar. But yeah, we need to get him on the pod, I guess. It was a request. But we'll circle back around to that. We do have our guest here, Liam. I'm going to add him. Hopefully, there we go.
Liam Woods, everybody.
Liam Woods. He's not even in his seat
There
right
he
now.
is.
Yeah,
He's
look at
that
that.
good
Just
looking.
no one there. Oh, there he is. There he is. Liam's alive. What's up,
You
Liam?
took a while, so I really got a drink.
What'd you get?
What's up? How are you?
What are you sipping on?
Yeah, what are you sipping on?
Alcoholic,
Oh, wow.
alcoholic beverage.
There you
No
go.
alcohol.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
French, right? Just French.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a French beer.
So Liam Woods here we got works for
Worldwide Cyclery.
Worldwide Cyclery, running the show over there, doing a lot of the marketing stuff behind the would you guys say you're one of the biggest online retailers in the US that also is like really driving all of your marketing through a lot of mixed media?
Yeah, exactly. We're one of the larger online retailers, as well as, I don't know, one of the early players to also like start driving some media to help sales. So like kind of combining the media along with the retail side of things. Kind of pre-COVID times, there wasn't many players doing that. So
So, hold
and
on.
you're no stranger to doing podcasts. You guys have your own.
You guys do have your own podcast. So.
we do a podcast, the Mountain Bike Podcast. So
That's right.
not on many others though. So that it's a little different.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
this is the non-PG. This is a rated R one, so we're just gonna let you let it loose right now. Where is
Nice.
Worldwide ranked? Like, because on the list with top retailers online, where would we put it?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to see because some of them, like Backcountry Competitive, are like blurred because Backcountry's not really only bike, right? They've got like a bunch of
Yeah.
other outlets and stuff. But I'd say we're like 3-ish in the US, and I want to say like 5 or 6 in the world.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah,
Who
that's
would
pretty
you
solid.
say other than competitive cyclists? What are your
Jensen's
Jensen?
up there, yeah, in the US.
Yep.
And then I think I forget the European ones. With what was the UK one, that Chain Reaction, when they
Chain
shut down
Reaction.
that?
Yeah, but they
Awesome
went down,
pods.
right?
yeah, a lot of US and UK kind of retailers got a lot of their market share, and then I want to say like bike components direct
How
or
much
something like
market
that.
share did they have before they went down?
In
Well,
the
they're
US or
dwindling.
worldwide?
Yeah, they're dwindling. They were one of the top players because,
Most
and
money.
then they were kind of caught in the middle of that Brexit stuff, which I don't know all the details on that,
Oh,
but
that's what wrecked them, basically?
it definitely didn't help them. I don't know if that was, what wrecked them, but I heard a lot of UK brands and distributors. So
Really?
yeah,
Just tank
even
because how the way that their money was put in different escrows and then it screwed them, or?
yeah, and import export laws, I believe that goes
Okay.
along with all that stuff. Again, I'm not like an expert with all that. I don't know details, but
And the British pound, I think, just kind of took a big hit from, their
Took another hit
disassociation with Europe.
recently, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
but I
another
think
big thing is
the
US
exit from
dollar and the euro has stayed pretty even over the past 5-6 years, and surrounding markets affect that and where we ship to and everything. Well, actually, we're not allowed to ship out of the US a lot anyways, depending on the brand, but
It is kind of unique. Like, I noticed how the rules are with each of you guys as the distributors or whatever, how it comes down to is even like how you guys can't sell mini bikes online and to parts to different things like that. Like, it seems kind of weird, the world that we live in now, that you just like buying a bike online should be a lot simpler, you would think, right? Like, you guys should be able to just sell whoever online, right? Like, talk a little bit about some of that stuff. Spencer's like,
I know a lot about this
oh,
side
really?
from my dad. Oh yeah, absolutely.
oh yeah, with that side of things. Yeah, I mean, it all depends on what agreements you have with what distributor and what country, right? And if they're a part of the brand, a subsidiary, or a third-party distributor, and who's kind of moving the product. So, like, let's just say big one, SRAM RockShox, we're not allowed to ship that outside the U.S. at all. So that's based on their other distributors they have in other countries and agreements they have. So, so with that brand, I want to say Fox Suspension is the same way. We can only ship that within the U.S. We can't even ship it to Canada because they have their own distribution people and rules in Canada. So,
Well, now that Trudeau's stepping down, I think you guys are good. Just punch it out, get it
no,
on up there into Canada.
That's still there's still some people in the way. If they lose the
Just
prime
messing
minister, we got
around.
because a lot of it has to do with the importer and whoever that is, and
Yeah.
if there's certain families or brands, whatever, that are owning import rights into countries like the Czech Republic or something. Let's say one company is the one that's importing all of Czech Republic, and I'm just pulling that out for an example. But if Worldwide starts selling to Czech Republic at the U.S. price, which could be much lower because of lack of import and export duties, and from a U.S. company to a U.S. company now selling into the Czech Republic, it just kind of destroys the margin that the Czech Republic importer could make.
Yeah.
And it would really piss them off. So they have all sorts of MAP policies and different ways to protect the distributor and importer. And just from my dad being the Garnet importer for motocross boots and cycling shoes and stuff like that for 30 years, I've heard a lot of
But don't
stuff
some people get
regarding-
around that by doing like the eBay store? So it's
yeah,
like,
but it doesn't. It depends on policies. But it would never make anyone happy if a UK brand is getting around that and sending boots to the US that are cheaper than what we're selling in the US. And that doesn't do good for the brand. It doesn't look good for the brand.
Even if you get into that, say someone's doing that, and I'm like, well, I don't want to sell X brand anymore. And then I'm going to start offloading it at a discount, which then eventually hurts the integrity and the quality of the brand or the impression of the brand that the market might have. So, even though you might be making $1 today, that brand's not going to be making $1 in the future because, X distributor wasn't happy and decided to offload products. So there's a lot of that kind of weird stuff on the online space. I'd say bikes actually kind of laxed. Like, there used to be a lot more rules about selling bikes online before COVID. And then when COVID happened, it was kind of free for all, right? Do whatever you can, sell whatever you can. And then once kind of stuff kind of got back to normal, and then started Flip. Now it's like, okay, everyone can sell online, but now we have like different online rules. Whether that's, you know, you have to buy X amount a year to make the online dealer level, or, you know, they kind of, some brands handle that pretty well. Like Park Tool, for instance, the bicycle tool brand, they're one of the first to go, okay, we're going to allow, like, I want to say it's like 3 or 5 brands to sell on eBay and Amazon. And these are 3 to 5 brands that we select. And we know you guys will enforce MAP. You guys, you know, don't pull anything shady. And then we can control these 5 brands. Where if it's a free-for-all and there's 100 brands, then everyone's kind of like
competing for the same space.
I think Shimano had that problem for a little bit, right?
They still do. Shimano's
they still do.
Whole story, yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah. But Shimano USA is a subsidiary of Japan, so they don't get a lot of leeway to make rules. It all comes from Japan, so
makes sense. Yeah, because I've always heard that you could just backdoor stuff pretty much on eBay for Shimano stuff.
That's the case. They are getting better. I'm not going to say they're the worst, or definitely how they used to be. They're getting better, but yeah, again, it's when the rules come from a different country, it's hard to make everyone happy.
So, I mean, I'm sure everyone's kind of seen the news, but the GT and Rocky Mountain thing, and just the way the industry is kind of where, I don't even know. It's like, it's almost like we were kind of getting out of this hole, and like maybe we're back in a little bit of a hole right now. I don't know. What is that feeling for like you guys over there? What do you guys
think
see?
certain brands are very much still in that hole, and just feeling the effects of the COVID boom, the COVID bust, and then kind of where everything's leveling out. Brands like GT, or anything under like a big umbrella like Pond, who owns GT, they own Cannondale, they own Santa Cruz, One Up Components, so on, right? Those brands are ran differently, right? They're ran like a big brand, you know, like I'm trying to think of like a huge brand, like a Ford Motors, right? Where they're looking at revenue and numbers, and like if something's not performing, they're just going to start pulling budget and funding to that. And I think GT's fallen victim to some of that stuff. Where, you know,
I mean, it has to be the death of GT, right? Right now, if we're not developing new bikes, why even put that statement out? Just be like, hey, we're done. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's been a battle for them as a whole, and they've struggled. They've struggled to try to find an identity back for GT, and I think that it got to a point where it just doesn't make sense. And I mean, I don't know. I could see it selling and going somewhere else, and somebody else brings it back as a boutique-ish brand or something, or some other
worldwide, or what? Yes. Because you guys swoop up some brands here and there, you know, we're just going to see the worldwide bike now, or what?
We looked at bike brands, and it's such a hard thing to deal with. Like, you need so much capital to get started. And you have to hold on to inventory and so much stuff, and product cycles are 3 to 5 years. Right. So,
which that was going to be one of my questions was, not even just questions, just willing or wanting to talk about. You guys kind of took a chain reaction slight approach where you guys have a few brands of your own where you're pushing other people's brands for distribution rights, but you're also pushing your own brands. You have two that I know of, an apparel brand and then a hard parts component brand with a lot of new stuff, and not a lot of new stuff coming, and a lot of new things that help you guys kind of have some fun.
Let me get my notebook out here so I can start my online retailer real quick.
Yeah, but seriously, I don't know. Talk about that maybe a little bit and where that's going. You got Trail One and what's the other one I'm drawing a blank on?
Kettle Apparel.
Kettle, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is
not wearing anything. Oh, this hat.
Clothing stuff.
Kettle Apparel.
Yeah.
So I think we acquired Kettle from QBP, which is a
oh, really? It was a brand before?
Yeah, so Kettle was a brand before. And it was from QBP who created it, and it had really good bones. Like, you know, they did a great job kind of making this kind of casual, like tech casual apparel, almost like athleisure, but like more mountain bike focused apparel. And we acquired them, I want to say in 2019, maybe 2018. And at the time we were looking, you know, to get a brand, right? Like to start creating our own stuff, being in control of some of our own margin, just kind of reading how the
Start the
retail
empire.
space was
I get it.
going. And yeah, Kettle Mountain came up, and it seemed like a good opportunity. And a lot of us do so much stuff outside the bike industry, right? Like, you're hiking, you're running, you're camping, like all this stuff, traveling, right? Like even just the clothes you wear when you go on an international flight kind of makes a big difference. If they're comfortable, where the pockets are, you have zippers, right? So you can like roll through a crazy international airport or train station, not be worried about getting pickpocketed. Like all these little details that, we've all kind of just started to pick up on. So that's kind of where Kettle started to go. And then COVID happened, and it kind of helped us stay out of the bike boom and bust a little bit, because we have this outside bike brand kind of line.
So people outside of cycling buy a lot of Kettle then, or
Tons, yeah. Like,
really?
Mark Hoppus of Blink-182 was wearing Kettle at Coachella like 2 years ago. Like,
Really?
and then we looked it up, and like he bought pants from a Instagram ad, literally bought through an Instagram ad, purchased, and then like bought a second pair. We had no clue. Like no one in the warehouse like read Mark Hoppus. We're like, oh, that's Mark Hoppus from Blink-182, like.
Wow.
So yeah, it's doing really well in that space. So that's cool, and we've fully vertically on that brand. And it's been awesome to like help develop some of the bike stuff, and then we have some non-bike stuff. And now I think this next year will be a really cool, like, now we're going from like, kind of clothes that do a variety of functions to more like discipline focused clothing. So now I have a little bit more like a specific mountain bike pant, where before all of our pants are kind of like fit 2 or 3 different niches. We're going to have like a trail running short that will like help fit a lot of these things. So it's, still in its infant stages, but it's going really well. And it's a brand we can kind of have a little bit more fun with, have a little bit more margin and safety with, like, when stuff like this happens in the bike industry, which Worldwide's still doing great. Like, we're still ticking along. We're just being smarter with inventory purchasing versus, maybe some other brands that have gotten in some
Maybe like
trouble,
GT,
Yeah, I mean, they're the
Yeah.
manufacturers, so they have to hold the inventory, As a retailer, you can kind of pick and choose where you want to hold your inventory.
Yeah, and you guys have full control over everything. You can zig when you want to zig, or zag when you want to zag. Like you guys are making the products you want, and I think that's seems to be carrying over into the consumer. You're making products that you guys genuinely like, and it's selling, and that's what's cool, and that's awesome.
Yeah,
And then
my best KOMs are when I wear the gear. So,
oh yeah,
yeah, for sure.
He has
That's the only
one.
time I beat Spencer. So,
oh,
just saying, it's a real seller for me. That's why I get it.
I'd like to see a head-to-head against you two. You guys should do an IMTB race.
I would win. So it's already decided. Yeah.
Levo,
if I have to cheat to
Levo
win,
on turbo versus manpower.
yes, that's right.
I'd still probably throw some money on Spence. No offense.
That's fucked up. This is my show. Fuck you guys.
And then there's Trail One.
Yeah, then there's Trail One, which is Trail One Components. It's a hard component brand that actually Worldwide just has an equity share in. So there's 2 other.
Really?
Yeah, there's 2 other owners.
Oh.
So Worldwide has most of the ownership, but there are some other people. We have an engineer that used to work at Raceface. And then BKXC is also involved in it. He was involved pretty heavily at the beginning, and now he's involved mostly with like naming and marketing and storytelling. But cool. So we make bar stem grips, pedals, and a few accessories right now. But I am pretty involved with that side of the brand. Kind of everything. I don't do CAD work and engineering, but I have a lot of inputs in that space, and then all the way up to like, so ordering and website and photos and ad creation to like where the actual digital ads get placed on the internet. I don't know how to do that. This stuff's insanely confusing and like.
And you're just typing in the email, make it light.
Yeah.
It's not light enough.
Yeah. No, like where all that ad stuff lives on, Google ad platforms and stuff. But yeah, that's really cool. And that's kind of just another like, experiment in a way to see, how could we create a brand with products that we want to ride we're not changing the way bar stem grips are made. Like, we know that we're not like innovating something that's never been done. We're just trying to make really good quality components that we think ride well. But a bit with that is we want a philanthropic approach to it. So we give back $1 of every product sold to the trail networks. So I'd have to look, but I want to say we're getting close to like $20,000 within 2 years donated back to trail networks. But you know, it's going in the right direction. You know, like there's other brands that have like $1 million donated, but we're like 2 years into this.
I mean, is the end goal with that? Obviously, I feel like in that area, the moneymaker is to get an OEM.
Yeah. Yes and no. OEM's a weird thing. We had a OEM spec on Revel bikes for a year, and you know, I'd say it actually helps more, at least at our size currently. It helps more with meeting a bunch of factory minimums and getting to like a better price at the factory versus, you know, we're driving all of our money off of this OEM. And if we lose this OEM, we're going to be like, you know,
it's dangerous for
we're
sure.
gonna be out. That being said, though, I think it's a great way to get the brand out there to people that might not know the brand. And what I've found just working worldwide for so long is a lot of people replace their bike with OEM parts. They don't know why. They just do it. Like the Maxxis Ardent tire, for instance. That hasn't been my favorite tire ever, but it's been still like a top selling tire because it came on bikes from 2008 to 2014, and people just replaced that bike or that tire on that bike. So, you know,
whether it works well or not, it's what people are sold on.
You know, so many people bring their cars to Ford and say, put the same tires that are on there. And they don't know why, but they're just doing it, you know?
I just call you for the inside tip. I'm like, dude, what do I need? I'm riding gravel this week. What are we getting? You know?
Yeah, spandex and skinny tires.
So one thing we kind of skipped over, and this kind of would build on to what you're talking about and everything. I know this because I've known you for a while, and Austin kind of does too. But what got you going in the cycling world as a whole? What brought you to Worldwide? What brought you into all of this? Loaded question, but
yeah, it is a big
what
question.
got you into bikes?
Kind of always rode bikes. Rode BMX as a kid. You know, hoodlum, building dirt jumps. High school days, going to skate parks, stuff like that. And then I ended up
Ventura, right?
I grew up in Ventura, so there's a lot of there's a big scene out there. Some older cats that, you know, were pretty well known and helped build some big dirt jumps and stuff. So that was all fun. And then near the end of high school, I ended up hurting both of my wrists and like couldn't really ride BMX for a bit. Rode fixies for a little bit because that was pretty hot at the time. We just bombed the biggest hills I could. Ran into a guy that ran a bike shop in Ventura. His name's Trevor Dunn. And he was like, you guys seem pretty solid on these. You guys want road bikes? And we're like, sure. And this is me and my buddy Anthony. And we'll go to the shop. He had a little race shop. It was just him. He loved racing bikes and XC bikes. Like, had like a master's team. And he built us basically road bikes out of scrap parts. He's like, ride these for 2 weeks, show up on the group ride. So we did that, showed the group ride. And we're just like, oh, this is pretty awesome. And like, he's like, yeah, you guys are like, seem pretty good right away. Like, you want to go race a mountain bike race? I was like, sure. So I borrowed his hard canoe.
This was Metal Mountain, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Metal Mountain Cyclery back in the day. Yeah. Went out to like, I want to say like the first Vail Kenda Cup of that year. This was maybe 2013 or 14, maybe 13. And I showed up on a borrowed bike, and he was like, oh, you're going to race Cat 2 because, like, you know, you're not going to race Cat 3. And I'm like, oh, I'm not going to, like, be cocky at my first race and race Cat 2 and get smoked, you know? So I raced Cat 3, and I'm pretty sure I won by, like, 2 minutes or something. So...
Sandbagger over here.
Yeah, first race ever sandbagging. Yeah. Next race went Cat 2. I want to say, I don't know if you were racing Cat 2 at that time, Spencer, or Cat 1. And
you guys raced each other for a little bit.
We were always kind of like bouncing category because he had been doing it a little bit longer than me. Yeah. So we're the same age.
Oh.
Yeah. Dude, I met Liam originally at my old coach that we were talking about a little bit earlier before Liam came on, Neil Shirley, put on this thing called 4 Days of Fitness it was between Christmas and New Year's. It was 4 days, and they were in Santa Clarita, and like it started off as just his riders, which was like 12 people he'd put on a training camp for and bring brands in, and you'd talk to brands, and kind of like it was awesome. He'd tell us all about training and recovery and partnerships and all this stuff, and then it grew into like anybody could come, and there was like 100 people, and I'll never forget, like Neil has always been on me for like being super courteous in the group ride and like super steady and nothing crazy. And these two dudes, I think you guys were on alloy bikes or something. We were doing one descent, and these two guys that I'd never seen before were just like pinned all over the place, crossing the yellow lines, just hauling ass. And I'm like, damn, these dudes are gnarly. Like they must be like real legit guys or something. And it was Liam and Anthony. And
Not legit, just stupid.
Dude, Liam is one of the fastest road descenders I've ever ridden with.
Really?
It's oh my God, dude, he's gnarly. Yeah, it's sick. It's awesome. And yeah, so then I don't know, we kind of became friends then and had some other mutual friends, and I don't really know, it was 10 years ago, but
Yeah.
did a photo shoot with him for Road Bike Action. I shot photos, and yeah, kind of we've been friends for a while.
Wow. We're just
Yeah,
always
that
getting
was-
old teammates on here.
Just
Yep.
about. Not teammates,
Yep.
but, you know. So I think
More
there's
or
like a
less.
year or two we like overlapped in Cat 1, because I think I raced the rest of that season in Cat 2.
Okay.
And then
I don't remember when I went to Cat 1, but
Yeah, I can't. I'd have to like look at results or something.
Yeah, I
And
started
then-
riding in 2012.
Okay. So I think 2013 was my first year racing. So I did like one Cat 3 race, went to Cat 2, finished out, I think, that year Cat 2. And then I think I went Cat 1 right after that.
Yeah.
And then raced
We
Cat
probably
1.
did some race.
I think we did an overlap, but then I went to Cat 1, and then I was like, oh, okay, I'm not just like showing up and getting first or second at these. Now I'm like getting my teeth kicked in. Like, these are kind of some real racers, you know, like Spencer and some of the other guys. Some of the guys like race Lifetime now, or like World Tour. There's
Yeah.
like fast guys in SoCal at that time. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was gnarly. Even
And yeah.
even the Brian Gordons and
exactly.
Brian
Like,
Scarboroughs,
mhm.
which were like dudes that were fast. I mean, they still are great riders, but we had a solid group of fast guys, like fast Cat 1 racers that probably shouldn't have been Cat 1, but it was just
But you guys always
six
had
of
to.
us that battled each other always. Even Jason Denny
Yeah,
was
Jason
super
was fun.
fast.
And his
Rick.
whole crew, he always had like a little crew of guys that were always fast.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a bunch of fast people, and I did that for a couple years. I think I raced a little bit of like U23 stuff, but I was kind of getting burnt out at that time. And then I was like Mason Miller, and John Miller, who raced as well. They helped me out a lot, and I was like became good friends with Mason. And he grew up with Jeff, the owner of Worldwide.
Oh,
So
really?
that's how the connection was made. And I was like at this crossroads of like, all right, I could like, you know, try to do this pro mountain bike thing, but like, I know there's absolutely zero money in it right now with where my speed's at, you know, like if I put in a couple years, maybe, but like, I still don't even think had enough talent to really make money there. And Jeff from Worldwide was like, hey man, I'm looking for a mechanic. I was always wrenching. I wrenched a bike shop since I was 16. So, you know, pretty nerded out on that stuff. And I worked for Trevor while I was racing for him in Metal Mountain. So I forgot to mention that. So I was like gluing tubulars for their masters teams, like every Friday, wrapping bars and, you know, doing stuff like that. So I had like this high end kind of bike mechanic background. And, yeah, Jeff called me. He was like, hey, I want you to work for me. You know, this is my shop. I was like, I've honestly never heard of your shop before. And he's like, dude, I'll pay you $50 to come ride bikes with me. And I was like, sweet, that sounds great. I'll come out to New Ray Park and ride bikes. And then saw the shop, and he kind of like laid out this plan. And I kind of just like blindly trusted him at the time. I was like 22 years old, maybe.
Was this the first like real job, like real job in a sense?
Yeah,
or-
I'd worked at a Ford dealership for like 13 months as a lube tech, because everyone told me I needed a real job, and like I hated that, man. That was like, I didn't really hate the work. I kind of like working on cars and like that kind of, my mind works that way, but like the atmosphere and just like, clocking in, clocking out, people that are just like giving up on life that you're working next to. And I'm like 21 years old. And
This
I'm
is
just
a
like,
Ford freaking training video we're putting out here right now.
yeah. I was like, I don't know, this isn't for me kind of thing. So yeah, and then basically just worked at Worldwide starting then. That was like August of 2016. I think I raced nationals that year, like July. And then I basically started working at Worldwide the next month. And like, I don't think I ever held a USA license ever again after that.
Wow,
So-
8 years. It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
So
that,
has anyone else been there just as long as you at this moment, or?
there's 2 shareholders that came on before me. And then, yeah, as of that, I think I'm the longest standing employee. Zach
Number
Weaver's pretty
4
close. You guys know Zach.
Yeah.
So he came on, I don't know, 6 months after me or so. Best bike salesman in the world, self-proclaimed.
I believe it. I believe every word that comes out of that guy's mouth.
Oh,
But,
stop it.
Yeah,
the
it's
best.
been
I love
cool.
Zach.
And just seeing it grow. Like when I started, I was employee number 8 with 1 location, and at our largest, I think we had like 45 employees, and now we have 3
Wow.
locations across the U.S. And yeah, we did.
Where's the third? You got Reno.
I know.
And then
there?
Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why Pennsylvania? Or
There's a distributor out there, and it's also just a good central location for East Coast. So that kind of helped us get product out as fast as Amazon at the time, right? Like before you could order a part and it'd be at your door at 6 a.m., which is insane. I don't know how they do that sometimes.
Yeah.
But
sacrifice to go for sure.
yeah, but it helps. It helped us out with shipping speeds for the U.S. for the Eastern U.S. market.
Yeah, which is as a Southern California based brand, it's hard to get market share up in the East Coast. They're picky with their brands, and
But
Yeah,
you
they
guys are
work with.
also on Amazon a little bit, right? Like some of the parts can be bought through there. It's a little
Some, yeah,
confusing.
some allow it, some don't. Amazon to us is kind of like we hope to make a sale there because it's easy, and then we hope to like convert them into a worldwide customer after.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you kind of have to be on there. You just can't not at this time. It's the largest place to buy anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, also what helped out the East Coast was Jeff had a racing career of his own. He was pretty solid, Super D racer, and some downhill stuff. And he became really good friends with the Mullally brothers. So they're on the East
Oh,
Coast.
really?
They're like big East Coast influence. And Logan worked for Worldwide for about 2 or 3 years and helped start the East Coast shop, and kind of did a lot of that for a while before he went and worked for Nico's Bike Parks and now Framework. So
I didn't
Yeah.
I didn't know that. It's interesting.
Yeah, seriously. Okay.
And here
so
you
the-
are, Liam, running the marketing show. Of,
Yeah, so
You're
like
in.
you evolved from the mechanic to what now exactly?
yeah, so wrenched on bikes for a while and then kind of like just continually said yes to more media and marketing stuff. I've been taking photos forever. Shot for some like skate and moto stuff early in my days. Like, didn't really make any money, just like sent out free photos or whatever. So that helped a lot. And then, yeah, now I guess my title is like marketing coordination and brand relations with Worldwide. So new products come out, kind of determine, oh, this one's going to be really awesome and it's a sick product. Let's like make a bunch of content around it, blast it, pre-order, like get with the ordering team, like, hey, order as many of this spec that we can, or like maybe hold back on that spec. So kind of like the glue between the marketing and the sales. And then I take photos and do a lot of the copywriting as well. But also passing that torch a bit to our buddy Trevor. So yeah.
slowly. Who's the next Liam, right? He started as the mechanic and now doing
Yeah.
some other stuff.
Oh, so
Doing
Trevor
some-
moved up on some stuff.
I'm trying. Yeah.
Oh, really?
The
All right.
stairway is there for him to take. So
Our stairways there. Well, okay, so
I
then
mean-
what is he doing then now? Because I always know the mechanic side, but now he's doing some more stuff.
he does some like article and copywriting and stuff think. And
Trevor
we try
Mejia,
to-
a buddy
Yeah.
of ours, grew
Yeah.
up in Santa Clarita. I've ridden with him forever, done some trips with him. Works for Worldwide as well, just for the
Well, he
Yeah,
still
for
works
the
there.
listeners.
But
the
yeah.
people. Well, he has worked there for a while, and just for a little backstory on who we're talking
Yeah.
about now.
Yeah. Sorry, everyone.
But yeah, so kind of doing that, and then also doing product brand manager stuff for Trail One. So that's kind of my two roles I split between like the Worldwide brand and the Trail One brand.
So there's not much on Kettle that you have.
I personally don't do anything on Kettle yet.
Ah, okay.
Sometimes I'm a model, but that's about it.
All right.
With the
That's-
tats, dude. Got
that's
I
an
think, I
sleeves.
important-
think they cut me because of the tats. So
No,
yeah,
that's
I'm not
such
bummed
a shame.
about it. I know I'm
Well,
not bummed. It's all right. Like
We'll
I
use
don't-
you for some giant stuff. It's okay.
yeah,
You
if
know.
they're cool with them. If not, I'm not bummed.
Would it be weird that if you built the bike and then we shot you on it later?
At least I know it'd be not sketchy.
Hey, wow! Shout out. So
Could be.
yeah. All right. Well, dang. I didn't know that you guys were both old teammates and competitive Cat
teammates,
One.
we
Right,
just-
you
just-
know.
Like,
Well, I mean,
We've just
whatever,
ridden
you
together
guys.
for a while, for many
Yeah.
years.
yeah,
Okay.
I mean the SoCal mountain bike scene at the time was like pretty solid, but it wasn't big, right? Like
Yeah.
you had the same people showing up, year in, year out. And a handful of those people kind of all became buddies. So yeah, that's how I met Spencer and did some of those what were they called again? The Santa Clarita or the Stay
Over the Hump LA.
Yeah,
Turned into Pedal Fest.
Pedal Fest. That's what
Yeah.
it was.
Pedal Fest.
Yeah.
Hey, but so like the racing around here is not as great. I guess in your guys' time in the
Well,
beginning, it was better than
it
what
was
it is now.
was like way better in the heyday. There were like Norba races at Castaic Lake, like big time XC races in Santa Clarita, and Southern California a lot more. And then it went away, and then Over the Hump came about and brought with it a few other midweek race series. One of them was called Over the Hump Los Angeles that then branched out, went away from that their like agreement and started a series called Pedal Fest.
Was it really called Pedal Fest, or were you
Greg and-
guys just that?
No,
was that
that's
Pedal
what it's
Fest?
called.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Greg and Gina Flanagan put that on. They were awesome and they ran a great
Yeah, they're
little
cool
show. But
people and we've
Yeah.
not racing. It was fun.
yep,
Does it?
Exactly.
Do you guys feel a little bummed? That like, I don't see any races around here, so I'm like, how do you get the local scene going? How do we generate the kids like you guys now? What is it? What do they do?
it's tough. It's the local governing bodies and land management systems that make it difficult to lease out land for races like this. I mean, if you look at Over the Hump down in Orange County, they're basically in a parking lot, and you're never really. I mean, you ride single track for a little bit, but it's terrible and taking them years and years to get any single track at all. And everything up here, the Angeles National Forest and the Santa Monica Mountain Conservancy just make it nearly impossible to use anything that's decent at a decent price. I mean, we were doing races at Castaic Lake, and if you were paying for an entry, which was $35-$40, maybe more, and then just to get into the freaking place, it was $11 to park, and that just makes it difficult, makes it hard, and especially in Los Angeles County, northern Los Angeles County, that everyone's driving a ways to get here if you want a lot of people from Ventura or Newbury Park or wherever, Calabasas even, or Los Angeles, like downtown. Got to drive a ways to get up here. So
What does NICA
Traffic's
do
crazy.
around in this area then now? Is it
they race
just-
at Castaic Lake, same
Yeah.
spot where Pedal Fest was and the old Norba. And they could do a much better job trying to choose my words wisely here, but it's something. But yeah, Nike, I don't know how much longer
Yeah.
it's going to last, but
And I think technically this always like goes in and out because we're Worldwide's we donate to NICA as well as SoCal Mountain Bike League as much as we
which are
can.
different now.
And SoCal Mountain Bike League is always going in and out if they're involved with NICA or not. So there's a bunch of politics surrounding that. And it's all ran by volunteers,
Let's
too.
get into it. Tell us. Let me know.
I don't know.
Want to hear it.
Like,
okay.
I just know it's all ran by volunteers, and whoever's running, the SoCal NICA League, maybe someone doesn't like them. Maybe they don't like the way they're doing things. So, like, they're like, hey, we're going to leave this chapter because we don't want to pay the NICA fees. And then, so it's like all this politics that go back and forth. And we're always like 6 months behind on like, oh no, we left, NICA League. And we're like, oh, we've been donating because of you, but like, you're not even in NICA anymore. And vice versa, right? Oh no, we're back with NICA now. And we're like, oh, we didn't know that, So, I mean, it's getting kids on bikes. Like, I think Newbury Park High School team, local to us, has like 100 kids on their team.
Yeah. It's awesome.
But
and
they
it's
can only race up
bad.
at Castaic then? Or
Well, there's a series around Southern California.
yeah, I know, obviously, but they have to go down to Vail then, or
a lot of it's at
down there.
Vail, yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah. Even the my favorite place to race when I was riding was always Fontana. When I was racing XC, which had a awesome course and a sweet little chunk of land. The laps were shorter, but it was better for spectators and stuff like that. And that half of the land got chopped out of their
see in the bottom
agreement.
part, they're like building houses. Is that what
exactly.
it is?
So they just have the one mountain where the downhill track is and stuff, and that's pretty much it. And it's a bummer, but that's just kind of how it's going in Southern California for whatever reason, with whether it's motocross tracks or places to ride. Bonelli Park had a pretty good NICA race at one point, and
Which
wasn't
that's
the
where
best
the Olympics
course.
are going to be.
Oh,
So
Yep.
yeah.
You
I mean,
gotta
I'm still
develop
trying to figure out
something.
how they're going to park everyone there for the Olympics. But
See, I think there's going to be plenty of space for parking.
Really?
They have the theme park, Raging Waters.
I guess you're just going to be shuttled across, is what you're saying.
It's not even that far,
yeah,
realistically.
just like over that hill.
Yeah, the lake down Puddingstone Lake is the lake right there. There's tons of parking on the other side and on the eastern side.
Are we going for the Olympics?
Absolutely. Why not?
Yeah, I'd love to go.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure.
For sure.
I wasn't the only one that bought a ticket already.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of got burnt out on racing around that time, so I think that was kind of like equal time with kind of like some of the downfall of the SoCal League stuff, and who was putting it on and who was kind of funding these races. So,
Yeah, it just seems like a bummer because I feel like there's insanely good amount of riding where we live. And
for sure, but it's all the good stuff's illegal. Also, that's
hey.
That's the crazy thing. No, seriously though,
I know it is. It's so true. Yeah.
There's no trail systems like Galbraith in Bellingham or anything close to that, and we have so much good opportunity for it.
So, let's talk about that for a second. Then, why is Southern California not? It's like it's not allowed to have good trail systems that are legal.
It's right back to what I was saying earlier. The land management and the governing bodies of our public land doesn't like bicycles, for one, and two, if we do put any infrastructure into building trails on national forest or Santa Monica Mountain Conservancy, which is what the MRCA, I think is what it's called, Mountains Recreation in California, like that. I mean, it's they see trail building as a form of.
It's got to be the same way that
vandalism.
motocross is going through it.
Yeah,
Lawsuits.
exactly.
So that's why they're just like, no.
I don't even think it's lawsuits. I just think there's a lot of environmentalists in California that put up a lot of red tape for new trails or even trail maintenance.
Yeah.
I've talked to some rangers before, and they have to have I believe a biologist come out and survey a trail before they can trim it. And they can't trim oak that's over 2 inches in diameter, like an oak tree or oak branch. And certain plants have to be either disposed of or they're not allowed to dispose of them, so they can trim the trail, but they just have to leave it there, and therefore it's just tinder, right? That is the worst fire I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
They're gonna kill plants and then leave it here to burn. So
But then
I think
the
there's
horseback
a lot.
are just running wild out there,
Yeah, I think there's a lot that could be done in SoCal to improve stuff, but it's all politics. We went to a lot of meetings for a while locally to try to figure out how to get our foot in the door. And it's like, we can't even get our foot in the door as a mountain biker. There's just so much. It's literal politics. Like, they're voting on measures and board members and all this stuff. And it's like, I don't have time to invest 4 years in learning how the system works in order
Nope,
to.
you just need some
really
nude photos of the senator, and let's just get this handled, you guys. Come on,
Yeah. I mean,
myself and one other guy up here in Santa Clarita, Tyler Nelson, sorry. We went to a meeting with the head of open space in Los Angeles County, and we learned a lot on loopholes that we could potentially jump through, and yeah, it's interesting. And we got the okay to build some stuff in some of their property, but we would have to propose a bunch of things in advance and show where we'd be building trails and how we would be building them, and it would basically have to be on existing. We would have to prove that they're existing trails, whether that be game trails or trails from the past and stuff like that. It's crazy, but yeah, who knows?
We even just try to get an okay to trim some trail, because the last 2 winters have been pretty heavy for SoCal, and then therefore a bunch of plant growth. And we're like, this is going to get so crazy this summer. Yeah. We're going to have to be trimming all summer to keep these trails alive. And they're like, oh yeah, but you have to have a ranger with you at all times if you want to trim. And there's like 4 rangers. And it's like, that's like,
I mean, one of those 4 rangers, you're a current ticket holder of illegal trail riding. So, you can at least talk to that
federal,
guy.
So that's even different. That's not even like our local, Conejo Valley Parks and Rec, or Costco is, I think, another group that they called, or the state park next to us. There's also federal land. So like, that's the other thing, is like, Sycamore Canyon next to my house is a state park. My neighborhood is Costco, which is Conejo Valley. And then on the east side of the Sycamore Fire Road is federal, and that's wildlife. And the west side is state park, and that is open, so you can ride mountain bikes. In the wildlife and the you can't ride a bike over there at all. So it's like all this crazy stuff that's like, a federal over there. So like, yeah, you get a federal agent there and they give you a ticket for federal trespassing.
What I'm hearing is we're just going to make an underground race series over here in the area. All the illegal trails.
I mean, that's what the guys at what do they call it? I'm blanking right now. LA Tourist. Yeah. They do.
Oh, I think I've seen that.
Yeah, they do some cool underground racing that I'm into. I did one of their races last year. They're kind of like downhill-ish one.
But that one was super overgrown, wasn't it?
There's spots, yeah. I wore long sleeves, long pants, and still got poisoned up like 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, the poison oak is fucking gnarly up in this area. I will say that.
It was cool. Like, it was like a very obtainable entry fee, like gravel racing. I think a lot of it, though, back to what we were saying, where like kids are going to race and like what's taking over is gravel got this huge bump, right? And like people are doing gravel races, but I don't know. I like riding my bike 8 hours, but I usually like riding my bike 8 hours with a backpack and some friends, and like we have a day of it. I don't care to race 8 hours, personally, but I think that's taken a lot of the steam from what the racing that Spencer and I used to do, right? A lot of the people that were doing that,
more experiential racing.
Yeah. So, but yeah, back to the LA Tourist stuff. Their entry fee is super obtainable, like $50 or something like that, instead of like $150.
And they actually score you, like you get a transponder, or is it just like Strava?
No, it's Strava based.
Neither. What is it then?
I guess it kind of is Strava based, right?
I think it's Strava based. And I think I had to like sign my Garmin up for the girl to track me. Like she could like live track me the whole time, make sure I didn't like take any outrageous like shortcuts.
But the LA, correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't done one, but LA Tourist Race has, you're given a number plate, and then there are checkpoints of places where you have to go to. You can take any route or most routes that you can come up with to get to this checkpoint, and there's a book at the top of or at the checkpoint, and you tear the page out that is associated with your number plate, and that is your form of saying, "Hey, I was here."
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's like their main races that they do,
Okay.
which is cool. The one
But
I
then there's
did,
like an underground of underground. Is what
no,
you
it's
do.
just a different discipline. Like that's more like gravel XC adventure. Which some of those days are big. I want to do some this coming up, just like for fun, like me and Tideman or something, just go out and shred these courses. But
Yeah.
the one I did was called the Great Descent, and it started way up at Chilao Campground, like almost to Acton.
Yeah.
And it descended like to Mount Wilson, down the San Gabes right there, and then up and over from like, what's that, like Pasadena, dropped into Burbank. It was
Yeah.
something like
Brown Mountain.
Brown Mountain. Yeah. Something like 11,000 feet down and 5,000 feet up, something like that was the day.
Yeah.
That was a sick day though. And that was a set course. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, that was like a set course, no deviation. But
Was
yeah,
it almost enduro, and you just had checkpoints timed in between, or what?
I'd
Or-
say it was almost like the longest Super D ever. Like,
Jesus.
Yeah, because descending Mount Wilson alone, like from Mount Low Tunnel or Mueller
Yes.
Tunnel to the bottom is like takes like an hour and a half.
yeah, so
hauling
we
ass
actually
with-
didn't go down the face. We went down Red Box.
Oh, sick. Well, that's cool too.
Yeah, and around that side, which
Is there
still
not as
though,
many
like,
people on it? Because I feel like every time I'm on over there, it's like,
there's definitely a bit less people. I think there's less of a cliff because Wilson has some pretty gnarly cliffs. And
yeah.
running a race down that can be pretty questionable. But there's still definitely some exposure at times.
Yeah.
And
That-
Chilao, descending
Sorry, go ahead.
Chilao speed is awesome. Like that's a
Yeah.
proper trail. And I was on a little bike, and I was like got pretty rowdy at times. So
Is there any Poodle Dog on Redbox still? There was for a while.
maybe a
After
little
a
bit,
burn.
yeah. I don't know. There's so much poison oak, and I was just like covered my body head to toe with clothing. So
I've never gotten Poodle Dog, but I've heard it's
Poodle dog.
terrible.
What's poodle dog?
I've never got it either. I've had to like stick, like some of the leaves post fire will like stick to your socks, and like you basically have to throw the socks out. Like you'll
Yeah.
never get the leaves off your socks. Like they like mesh in.
Poodle
Oh, what
Dog
do you-
is poison oak on steroids
Yeah.
that grows after a fire and only above like 5,000 feet.
What?
Yeah, it's like a
Is there
purple
a photo
flower.
of this? I need the
Oh yeah, Poodle Dog brush.
Yeah,
For
I don't know if
sure.
it's less poisonous under 5,000 feet, but there was some at the top of like Gridley after the last fire.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe I'm wrong, but they were saying that was Poodle Dog.
Okay, I typed in poodle dog brush, and it's actually a brush to comb a poodle dog. But
You're an idiot. No, it's like a purple flower, and it's kind of tall.
It almost looks like sage.
Yeah.
oh, that's
is the
what that
problem.
is. Oh man, that makes so much sense when I get into that shit.
But I mean, it's not everywhere, but it's supposedly so bad.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it's like I don't know. It's gnarlier than poison oak. Like you have to be treated for it if you could get it bad. It's not like oh dang, I've
But
got really
when it's
good
under
feet. When you-
5,000 feet, though, it's not as bad, or no?
I don't know. I've seen it on Gridley, which I know the top of Gridley is only like maybe 45 or 5 at itself, and I've seen it on there. So I don't know if like the poisonous or whatever you want to call it part is different
How
at different
potent it is.
elevations, but yeah, I've
Oh,
gotten it
wow.
on my socks before, and like it will never come out of your socks. You wash them 3 times, and like the leaf is still like meshed into your sock.
Oh my gosh, I've seen this shit before too. Oh, dude, because like poison oak does it for me. Like I could just imagine this. I might as well just fucking kill myself.
Yeah. I don't think it works like poison oak in the sense that every time you get it, it gets worse. Your immunity goes down. I don't think
Poison oak do
like
that?
is
Is
supposedly.
that really how it works?
Oh man,
Yeah, supposedly your immunity every time you get poison oak is supposed to diminish.
I went in this weird spiral. Like I never had it as a
Same.
kid,
Same.
and then I got it at a certain age, and it was fucking bad. And then now I feel like I'm kind of on a better, or maybe I'm just more aware. Like, oh, I hit poison oak. I need to wash my shit or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Mine-
never got it at all, and then like a year ago I started getting it.
I never got it. And then I was at a Sea Otter one year where it's everywhere.
Oh,
And it was just like one of those single track trains. And I kind of like
Yeah.
came in, bumped the guy in front of me, just like tipped into this manzanita tree. I don't even think I crashed. I think I like unclipped and like kept going. And it scraped like my whole neck right here with the tree and poison oak. By the end of the race, it was like swollen, gnarly.
Really? That quick?
Yeah, like an hour.
Oh man.
Because it happened like the first section.
Wow. And you're
And
sweating.
oh
yeah, I was like, I've gone it every year since, 2 or 3 times a year, like,
Oh.
1 or 2 times gone on steroids for it because it won't go away type of thing.
dude, I know you got to get the good stuff. You got to get the cream. I
Yeah.
haven't got the shot, but I got to get the cream every
Yeah,
time.
so-
I have my
My-
own cream tube. I just
my
keep
roo-
on
I don't know
stock.
where my roommate got it. Sometimes she pulls some stuff out. I'm like, where'd you get this? But she,
Brisa.
yeah,
Uh,
she had this
I love it.
huge prescription bottle of the topical cream this summer when I got it. And I was like, oh, this is sweet. Thanks. She had like this steroid cream, like huge massive
Lifesaver.
bottle of it. I was like, where'd you get this? Yeah.
Perfect.
drug
was-
dealer.
yeah,
Your
it was
freaking
clutch.
roommate. Holy
Yeah.
shit. Yeah. What? Yeah. You guys both dig a lot of trails. I mean, I feel like you guys keep the system up around here, and thank you for that. First off, but definitely you guys
I
have
tried,
encountered enough poison oak to like know enough of that, right? I mean,
Try not to.
and I feel like I've had the issue where it intertwines with other bushes and I don't notice it until I'm already deep in it. And I'm like, oh, fuck, this is poison oak. Same?
I mean, it's even worse in the winter where there's no leaves on it, and it's
Yeah.
you're just digging it, and you got no idea, and then all of a sudden you get down and see some dead leaves, and you're like, oh shit, this is poison oak. Yeah,
Just
go
don't
home.
ever dig without long sleeves, long pants, and
Yeah.
gloves and stuff. And then like usually I'll go in my van, turn everything inside out, throw it in a trash bag, and then
Light it
Yeah.
on fire.
change into other clothes. Yeah,
Yeah, that makes
Whatever.
sense. Don't sit in your seat and
but
don't do shit I do with it. It's like, I'm like, oh, perfect. It's in my camera bag. Let's just run this for a month.
That's what I do.
I don't. Does
Mhm.
it stay potent like that for a while?
No, it lasts for like 3 weeks. It depends if it's in like a buried down burrow of your shit. And yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, don't get me started. Fucking poison oak. Ah,
Supposedly tattoos help protect against a little bit because it damages your skin
Really?
pores. Yeah,
Yes.
it damages
shit.
your skin pores and doesn't allow your skin to absorb it.
Oh, well, that helps. I mean, that helps for you. You can basically
Yeah.
only get it on
I still
the
get it.
backs
balls,
of your
you know?
hands.
The problem is I don't know if it's like poison oak now or like a rash or a pimple or like, ingrown hair.
Yeah.
It just feels like an itchy bump and I don't know what it is now. So I
That's
don't like if it
double
blisters it like,
bonus.
oh,
An
that's
STD.
poison.
yeah. We
Yeah.
get it, Liam. We get it, dude. Worldwide just out of control over there.
Yeah.
All right,
well,
back to bikes.
Yeah, back to
What
bikes.
Yeah,
Yeah, back to bikes. Sorry
Big
about that. We
tangent.
got off deep on that one.
Sorry.
Dude, what's up with the FBI surveillance agent guy that we both know that just rips on a bike and is, I swear, just like,
He's my old road coach.
he was a road coach? Really?
Who's
Well, he
this?
coached me, Mike Easter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know him too, Spencer?
I mean, ridden with him for sure.
Really?
Yes.
Dude.
I mean that like him and Neil Shirley, his old coach, and
Yeah.
they're kind of that whole older
Yeah, I
era
don't
that
know
like
well.
taught us how to race and ride bikes. Like
Oh
Yeah.
man, I
So-
highly recommend Spencer. You go and just have lunch with the guy and you just talk FBI stuff because I'm
He's,
just gonna let you know
he's no
it's spun
longer-
my world.
no longer FBI, I believe.
What?
Oh, so
As
he's
a-
sharing all his secrets.
Oh, so now he's probably just Homeland Security, government.
No, now he's going to turn back into a professional masters racer. He's
All right.
Oh fuck!
He's going to pull like 25-hour weeks now on the bike, I'm sure.
What is he retired?
Yeah. Hit his
How old
50
is he?
50.
Dude, he looked like he was like 25.
I know. He has.
What is he taking?
He has 20 years. I don't know, but I just rode with him the other week, and he was like, "Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm going to start riding so much." I'm like, "What were you doing in the last like 10 years?" Like,
I know, seriously. Like, imagine The Rock, and he was just good at cycling. That is what it is. Like, he is freaking ripped.
yeah.
How is he on a mountain bike though?
He's okay. I raced Breck Epic with him.
I know.
Yeah, he was my race partner. he's better than most. Like, he's actually
Just so strong. He
the
ripped the
funniest thing.
handlebars off through the race, and
He'd give you a run for your money, Austin.
oh, that's
Yeah.
fucked up. That's fucked up, you guys. That hurts. Whoops.
The funniest thing is like I've done some gravel stuff with him, and he rips so hard on a drop bar off-road bike that he basically drops me sometimes, and I'm like, where'd this come from, dude? Like, you literally were so scared on the flat bar like yesterday, and now you're on a drop bar and you're pinning it.
I know a few people like that.
Yeah, like one of the descents in Rock Cobbler last year is like this goalie and is rough, and he legit pulled 45, 60 seconds on me, and that doesn't happen often. Like in
That's
an
pretty
like,
gnarly.
It shouldn't.
yeah, for sure. Like, and he like straight pulled time on me and had to kind of check up and wait for me.
Damn.
And that's how I was at Breck Epic, right? It was like, yeah, on like a 10-minute descent, I'd pull like a minute or so.
Yeah.
If I'm not trying to win the descent, I'm just like going trail speed. But yeah, no, he's fun to ride with. But yeah,
that guy.
He's no longer doing that. So if you need him for photo shoots, he's probably available.
Okay. Yeah. I might have to hit him up. I really just want to go to lunch and get some more FBI insights of what's going on,
I'm sure if you bought him lunch, he'd tell you a lot.
Oh, I mean, does he still have the van and everything?
No, I'm sure he gave that back.
Wow.
Well, he has his van.
Oh, he has his van. That's what I meant.
His personal van, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, he had an FBI van too.
Oh, he had an FBI van?
Or a vehicle.
Oh,
a government vehicle. I'm probably saying too much.
I think we are. We probably are. We'll probably get killed after this. So it's okay. What happened to Spencer? I think he died.
He's like, I don't want to be a part of this.
Oh, wow. Spencer's
Sorry,
gone.
I'm having some light technical
He's done in the dark. All right.
Try to
What's
figure this out.
What's
my
the
bad.
plans for you, Liam? I know you do a bunch of like these just like off races, like Breck Epic, and I don't even know if that's an off race because you kind of do. And shit, you obviously get the greatest adventure. Like, okay, so is that Worldwide that does the weird trips to like Whistler randomly or whatever it is? First off, how do you fucking sign up for that? Why don't you ever hit me up to go for some of these? You always are like, dude, we're already going, we're sold out, and I'm like, come on, dude.
We can go. I can see if we have a spot open on Tasmania in 2 months. So yeah, these are cool. These are like extra insane perk.
But is it on Worldwide? Like, how does the normal man and woman sign up for this?
So this is how it goes. So we work with like in the US, it's a company called Chasing Epic.
Okay.
Steve runs the trips. He runs his own trips, like usually 8 a year in awesome locations, a lot in Colorado, some Utah, some Idaho, and then he runs a couple like BC trips. We, as Worldwide, help promote these trips for him, and we promote it to our audience, our YouTube, our Instagram, and our email list, and we sell this.
That's how you're getting on them. Okay.
So these are usually more like kind of private trips. I don't want to say private. I'd say they're mostly offered to our, viewers of media. And then with that, we get usually like 2 spots to go on the trip. So,
like, how many parts do I have to fucking buy to get on this damn trip? Like,
well,
damn.
we just offer them the sign up. So, like, they just sign up for it. They're not that expensive though. Like, for someone who just wants to like, hey, I want to go ride my bike somewhere cool this year. It's like, whatever it is, $2,500. And that covers like all your lodging, all your food, all your guides, and all your shuttles for like 5 days of riding. So if you try to do it on your own, you're going to be spending about the same amount.
Yeah. Where do you guys stay? Like,
usually he gets like a block of condos, block of Airbnbs somewhere.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So, you have like a condo or a townhouse with like 4 guys that all ride mountain bikes, sometimes girls too. It's cool. And there's some girls.
How do we set this up with me and Spencer? We need to go on one of these trips. And we'll film it.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we
there
do.
We go.
So we've done a couple international ones
Chasing
too that are
Epic.
really cool. Like an Italy one, and we're doing Tasmania in April. So,
okay.
Sick.
Yeah, those are really insane.
Pencil me and Spencer maybe in on this. He's training now for Sea Otter, but maybe we'll just switch the focus to this Chasing Epic ride.
He's training for jet skis and what did you say?
No, he's got 6 weeks
Muay
off.
Thai?
Training Muay Thai, yeah.
Yeah.
True.
This dude's gonna flip us over and pretzel us up.
Well, bullies aren't bulletproof, so
Such an idiot.
It's all right, Keep training, Spencer.
I'm
Yeah, I don't know.
there though.
This year,
seriously
this year I have
Downeyville.
a couple of those trips, and then I'm gonna race Downeyville.
Okay.
That's in
But you always do Downeyville,
I
right?
love Downeyville, man. That's like,
Downeyville, sick.
I mean, if I wish there's more racing like Downeyville to me, like that's like combines fitness, bike skill, and bike setup, like in really awesome places. Like that's what, if I go to a race, that's I wanted to have all those things. So that's why I've done the Breck Epic. I've done like Moab.
Like, could I do Downeyville? Like, is it
Yeah,
like I can do it and just not be serious? Like,
dude,
right?
there's everyone from the fastest in the U.S. to the decent recreation people like me and Spencer and whoever else. Well, Spencer's pro. But
You guys aren't decent recreational
I'm a
guys.
decent
Get
recreational.
the fuck out of here! You guys are in Scatolunage. What is that?
These
Liam,
days,
Jesus.
these
you're
days
not.
that's for my level.
You're not.
Dude, you guys are putting down 10,000-foot, 100-mile rides every week. Get the fuck out of here.
That's recreation.
Recreation on my ass.
And
Get
then
out of here.
But dude, I have a buddy that's gone last 2 years. We call him formally Big Mike because we met him on one of these trips, on one of these worldwide trips. He came and he was super funny dude, but he was kind of a big dude. And he was like, "Oh, my goal next year when I see you guys on the next trip, I'm gonna be 50 pounds lighter." And we're like, "Yeah, whatever, man. Like, sure." Everyone says that. And he showed up 50 pounds lighter.
Wow.
And we're like, dang, like that's sick. And like he's came on a bunch of trips now. And last 2 years he went to Downeyville, and he was legitimately the last guy to be let through the top aid station at Packer Saddle on the XC day. He was
No
the last
way.
place.
I'll take that.
Before
Which the
time.
first climb is the only.
It's a bitch.
It's
Okay,
brutal.
how much is it, and what
It's
am I
like
looking
3K off the start. Like
at? What
Directly.
elevation are you at?
you start at 4, top out at 7,
Okay.
and I want to say it's like 9 miles
how
and
long-
3,000 feet of climbing.
How long do you have?
Well, I think the cutoff is like maybe 3 hours. If you race
okay.
pro category, you have to finish XC in under 3 hours. If you want to be scored.
Is
or
there
something like that.
cat 4 or
I think it's
beginner?
just goes after that. Just goes expert.
is there just?
Yeah, I don't think there's cats at Downeyville.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not
but-
USA.
But there's everyone out
cycling.
there, and like this year, I flatted on the XC day on the climb somehow like a dildo. I don't know how I did that, but anyways, I was kind of like shooting myself in the foot. So then I was having fun. I took there's some like rum party drink hand ups, and I took a couple of those, and I stopped at the lays and got the little Hawaiian lay, and I was having fun. So you can
yeah.
have fun, or like you can race for a win. It's just a good time.
I
Good
mean, I want to
race.
race for my win in my category. That
That's-
class you just said that you guys were in, that's the class I'm going to be in. So
Liam
Yeah.
has seen me absolutely detonate myself on the practice day
You
there.
ripped yourself and some bikes there for sure.
I had a rough year.
Yeah, I just remember that one day we were pre-riding the course, and I don't know if I've ever seen a bike get thrown so high in the air. Dude. You like clip pedal or something? Do you
Yeah.
even know what happened?
Dude, no, it wasn't a pedal. It was just the way I hit this root with I jumped something and hit this root with my front tire or something. Like I cased it, and my hands blew straight off the handlebars,
Jesus.
and I folded over the bars. And
Yeah, and then boom, and the bike 20 feet in the air.
So
Yeah.
maybe I'm going to skip this race.
no, it
Oh,
was not even in a gnarly section. It was probably
It was-
the tamer.
It'll
section.
catch you out. Well, the problem is if you were to go here on a weekend and do Downeyville, you'd bring a trail bike with probably some pretty decent tires.
Yep.
Okay.
However, at the Downeyville Classic race, you're trying to make, a short travel bike, an Epic Evo, a Yeti ASR, or something, and you're trying to have it
Yeah,
survive.
but can't I run some big tires on it and I'd be pretty decent? Or is
You-
it?
Yeah,
you-
but you still have to climb 5,000 feet in day one.
Yeah. Yeah.
When
so
is
it's
that? I mean,
It's this whole bike setup thing that I love puzzling about, but it's
August 7th to the 10th.
it's a mess, But yeah, anyways, Spencer had that crash, and then I think on XC or downhill day, you blew up your wheel like in pieces.
Yeah, XC day. I didn't
XC
race
day?
the downhill day because I
like-
ran most of the XC, like the downhill part of the XC, because my wheel was literally in 4 pieces.
And the
Rear wheel.
downhill's an hour long.
Yeah, it was
And then
fun.
was that the year I dislocated my shoulder?
I think so.
Dude,
had
we
a
were a
rough
mess.
go.
We camped together and we were like,
Yeah.
I think 2 out of 5 of us finished the weekend. Like, we were a mess. But
Oh,
you guys go up and pre-ride it though, right? Or do some shit?
yeah, you go up like on Tuesday or Wednesday and ride a couple days, and then the race is like Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, okay. You guys don't go up like a few weekends before or something?
I'd love to, but I haven't. No.
Okay.
It's a great place just to go hang out.
Spencer over there, like cat got his tongue or something. Like,
no, I've
No,
never.
okay.
I've shown up like the night before most times, and
that's
or
your
maybe the
MO
day
for
before.
sure.
Yeah. Now I just love it. It's like my week of like, there's no cell service, so it's like, hey, I'm off grid, I'm off work, like I'm gonna go camp with the boys. Whoever wants to come, I got a campsite, and
then what are you usually done by? Like, because it's 2 days, you're there for like 4
Sunday
days.
night.
No,
Yep.
I'm saying like afterwards, everyone just drinks beer and hangs out, or what?
Yeah, the vibes are insane. I
Yep.
think this is part of the reason why Liam likes it so much. Like, you're laying in the creek, you're in this small town of 200 people or whatever, if that. Like, no cell phone service.
BLM land for camping, or what is it? How's it?
there
work?
can be. I get a legit spot, but you can go camp up in the mountain on
You
just
get a
in
legit
the
spot.
forest. Yeah.
Okay.
My first night there, or my first time there, I did that. Just drove
Yeah.
up the hill and
Well,
Yeah,
you
I
got
got
the
a snake
big old
campsite
tool
every
on the
year.
back.
Dude,
And now you're like,
cruises
you
through.
you sold out and you got a Mercedes, so you're fucking big balling now. Like, who are you?
Yeah. Dude, I crashed the old one, man. That was a bummer.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
The old Ford van took a digger?
Yeah.
No way.
Just on the 101 here in town, and traffic went from like 40 to 0, and the big girl did not stop, dude. I locked it up.
Do not stop.
Yeah, I locked it up, like, looked left, like a mountain bike crash. I was like, oh, can I go there? Nope. Can I go there? Nope. Oh man, this is happening. Like, yeah. Just-
No.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, honestly. Like, the airbags went off, so they totaled it. But that was my first accident I've ever been in my whole life. Like, never slid out, never like rear-ended anything else. Like, so.
And now old sweetheart's just giving off parts to other people trying to figure their shit out in the
Yeah,
graveyard,
so
huh?
had to make the choice of sell out, get a boring Mercedes, like it's amazing gas mileage, or
So
run
you gotta
something
work on
cool
it.
but
Let me
gets
tell you
12
about it.
mpg like my old van did. So
Yeah. I mean, the new ones kind of get that, so don't be fucking thinking about the new one. I'll tell you that.
my diesel's crushing. You gotta get
Yeah. Yeah, my old one crushes it, but my new one just gets fucking raped.
diesel.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like 15, 17, depends. If you're driving with Spencer, he's like a lead foot, so then it's like, get fucked. Everywhere he drives, his F-150 penned. Drive-throughs penned. To the trailhead penned. Everywhere pinned.
good.
Yeah.
Good. You're doing great, Austin.
That's right. All right.
What
All right.
yeah,
I think we done.
this is what I got.
I know. It's good, Liam. Thank you. We got some great insight on how I should not race Downeyville and just
No,
go
you
to
should
party. I might just come to hang out and party and then try to do a lap. Does Weaver do it?
Every
Yeah,
year.
he has.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it might be.
He's my
It's
co-pilot,
kind of
man.
against. He's your co-pilot.
Yeah, he rolls up with me every year, and we've gone every year
Spencer,
together.
maybe we talk about this.
I'm down. I was going to this year, and then I just wasn't in it enough, so I
I
decided
get it.
not
You were
to.
training in the pool. I
Yeah,
get it.
I think I had a spot for Spencer at the
Yep.
campsite.
Oh,
A
wow.
couple weeks before, I was like, had him on the list.
Yep.
So
Okay.
And I just was like, hey, I'm not going to go because I'm not fit enough, essentially.
I mean,
Damn.
it is hard. Like, you have these times and these goals, and you want to make them, but like, eventually that'll start going backwards.
Yeah.
But it's a hard thing to swallow when it's like, oh, I used to be able to do this time, and now I don't know if I can do that. But
It's not fun going and getting smoked in a place that you've gotten top 10 at.
Yeah.
I've never
That
top
makes
10,
sense.
but
I have. That's what I'm
Top-
saying. I have.
Damn. Fucking
Gotten
shameless plug right there.
Eighth one year is what my best. I've
that's
done there.
sick. That's legit. I mean, they call it the All Mountain World Championship. So
Well,
Yeah.
well, you got 6 weeks of training coming up here. Let's fucking get it together.
All
Dude,
right.
Spencer's already fit. I just rode with him the other weekend. He's ripping.
Well, now
Not-
he's got 6 weeks off from the
Not
fucking
8th
bathtub,
place
so.
fit though. Not 8th place Downeyville fit.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean-
pretty hard. I mean, I think this year again, I'd have to look. Someone told me it lines up with a lifetime Grand Prix race, so that takes out like 5 people that can beat us.
Oh,
for
so
sure.
top 10's in your future, Spencer.
Yeah, but Keegan said that last year, and then he still showed up and
Well,
Hold on.
because that race got canceled.
oh,
The race got canceled, and
'cause
Santa Cruz is like one of the biggest supporters
Yeah.
of the event. So
What's
of
it
course they're gonna-
against?
they're gonna give
Which
him an
round of
entry
the
fee.
lifetime?
no, I don't
Uh,
know. Because remember we had Tobin and Keegan on the week before Downeyville, and they were like, I don't know, and then next thing,
Tobin,
Oh, yeah,
Tobin
they
was
did say
going. He always goes.
yeah,
I
he was
think.
going for sure.
He does pretty good. He's like top 5 guy for sure. Maybe
Yeah.
in podium.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, Keegan got in on because he's Keegan. You know, if he wants to go to race, they'll probably open up a spot for him. Even though it's sold out.
They'll
But
find a spot, yeah.
Damn.
Which rightfully so.
Yeah, I
for
mean,
sure.
he's kind of earned that, right?
yeah, he went and he won both days. So I think you're allowed to go. You're fast
Yeah.
enough.
Damn. Okay.
But yeah,
That's good to know.
Yeah.
All
Sign
right.
up
Well,
for
yeah,
sure.
because we're hunting for like some type of fun race thing the Insider can do as a team, right, Spencer? Yeah.
Yeah, we really
Well,
are.
Estes was talking about, what else was he talking about? The BC bike race?
Yep.
And we were
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about that. Have you done that?
no, I'd love to, but that's such a big commitment for me to like. I looked into it this year, but it's like 6 days of racing, 7 days of racing, and then you
Well,
want to
Estes
It's a
sold
week,
it like
yeah.
it was a great fucking thing to
I mean,
do.
I think it is.
It looks
I think it is.
insane. Like it's basically my only race haven't done that's like top of my list. And I'd love to do it while I'm still, in decent
Yeah.
fitness. But
Because you got to be pretty decent for that, right?
You don't have to.
you don't have to. But if you want to, race the open pro class and not get dead last, like, that's my goal is just not get dead last. But
Thanks.
An open pro, Austin.
but it's like a 2-week commitment. That's what I'm getting to. It's a 2-week
Okay.
commitment. Hard to work around work. Drive the van up. That's like another 2 days of driving each way. Like
Yeah.
it's just a big commitment.
Well, the way Estes sold it, it was like Airbnb. You fly in, you get shuttled, then you do.
Yeah,
shit,
that's-
you got-
you know.
you got
You know who we're talking about?
Hey, I'm just saying,
Sean does everything
It-
right.
I fucking love
Absolutely.
that, man. Fucking love that. That is the only way I race. Okay.
Well, maybe I could get Fox's dime to get me going the right way. I wrote
Well,
it
you
down. He's not-
you got Sean's phone number, so we'll
Yeah, I
work
wrote it
this
to him
out.
last week. He told me to go.
I seen that. Yeah.
But
Sell out, Jeez.
Yeah.
It's work.
It is work. It's a little bit more of a commitment. I need like a little bit of just a fun race,
Yeah, we'll do it on Insider MTV's dime.
when is
Mhm.
Keysville?
Yeah, because we're just crushing
Yeah,
it.
Keysville Classic's another good one.
Keysville, okay.
That one's close, and that's like a 2-day thing. I think.
Okay, well, pitch
Well,
me on
that's-
some races. I need a hit list of some
That's
stuff that me and
October.
Spencer. Okay. I
Dude,
can get in
Spence,
shape.
we can get fit for Downeyville in August, and then rip right into that in October.
Carry it into Keysville.
Yeah,
I love it.
just hit that late season fitness. Just not get
Late-
going until July.
Sounds good.
You guys, all right. Let's scale it back a little bit here because I'm a human. So, all right. Well, I appreciate it. Give me your list of what you think of a race that I can survive and you guys can thrive. And let's sign it up. I'm in. But
All right.
preferably where we fly and there's an Airbnb. I'm not really quite driving too far.
You drive everywhere, dude. You
I-
drive that big
I-
old. Let's take your rig. Your rig is
You
the
wanna take-
Airbnb. What do you mean?
But you ain't getting that probably up in Downeyville, right?
No,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah,
I
you
can get
can.
it close.
Oh, you guys are giving me different answers.
Wait, why
here.
can't we get that in Downeyville?
Is 40
I
foot
don't-
rig?
Oh, the 40
50.
footer.
Yeah,
Oh, the big rig.
the big dog.
Yeah, the
I
big
didn't
dog.
even think about that. I mean, we could get it there.
That doesn't
We
sound
can get it
great.
close. We could probably
Oh.
park that in like a Tahoe RV resort.
Logging trucks drive in and out of there all day.
That's true. That's true.
Might want to see the road. I'm not getting. You guys aren't really giving me
No.
confidence for it.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
All right. Well. All right. But yeah, something. Yeah, maybe we go with that rig to some shit. Okay.
I'm in for that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
That
Spencer's
sounds-
all hype.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, we'll take
Like,
that rig.
that's why I said that is the Airbnb. What do you mean?
Luxury. Yeah,
No.
I thought you were just talking about his nice Sprinter.
I mean, we could go with the Sprinter. I mean, that's the second plan.
But
yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably
Alright.
nicer than some of the Airbnbs I've stayed in.
That is very true.
Hey, come on, you guys. All right, so give me the race. Let's figure it out. Let's plan. I kind of feel like we need like a cool adventure like that, right, Spencer?
Down.
Down. Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
Very down.
Hey, and make for sure you schedule some time this year at Sea Otter to be on the fucking podcast.
God,
Okay.
I
I'm not
missed
at
that.
all.
You're not going?
Mm-mm.
You're out.
I'm in Tasmania.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm not going to Tasmania.
First time I've missed sea otters since like 2013 or something like that.
And guess what? You're not going to miss anything.
Oh, stop it.
You're
You know
going to
what?
be stoked you're in Tasmania.
I'm gonna miss the
Yeah.
IMTB live recording of the podcast.
See,
You can
there,
listen-
this guy
you can
fucking
listen to it later.
He gets it. He gets it.
Hey, buzz me in from Tassie, and I'll.
Yeah. Well, hey, the good news is no one can steal your bikes from Sea Otter this year with that, you know?
Thanks, man.
Damn.
And damn. All right. Sorry.
All right.
Too soon? Okay.
Yeah, it's all good.
No, just rude.
Oh, wow. Story of my life.
That's being friends with Austin, you know.
That is like being friends with Austin. Yeah, let's
Just
say
get
how
a
it is.
couple
Okay.
jabs, you know.
All right, episode 18. Now we're winding it down. Okay, we good? All right, cool. Yeah, find us on YouTube. Hit us on Instagram at InsiderMTB. We have Spotify and on iTunes Podcasts, or however it's Apple Podcast. I'm not 100% sure. What do you guys call it on yours? Apple Podcast?
I say all podcast,
All platforms.
but you guys sound like you're selective. So
Oh, wow. Okay, well, we are on those other ones, but I mean, Spencer's a Spotify guy. I'm an Apple Podcast guy, and apparently you're all platforms. So, yeah. Cool, you guys. Thank you for listening. We do have a special episode hopefully coming up next week that will be live down with the Maxima boys. Make
From
sure
San Diego.
from San Diego. Spencer sounds like he wants to go. I'm not 100% sure. You in?
Make for sure that my
Make
schedule's
for
open.
sure.
for sure that you know for sure that's on your
That's my
calendar.
dude. That's my
And
favorite
for
thing
sure.
that Austin says.
Oh,
He says,
you know
"Make
what?
for
I'm
sure."
fucking into this shit.
That's like a Rickyism, dude, from Trailer.
Rickyism. Wow.
Make
All
for
right.
sure.
Make for
Thanks,
sure.
you guys. Make for sure. Make for sure that you follow us and you like Spencer because he needs to stay above 50K on his Instagram following. So thank you all. Catch us next time. Later.
See you guys.